Hi guys, this is Whodunit Archives, and today I'm bringing one of my fave games. I really like this game a lot. Let me just tone a little bit down for me. I hope you guys are hearing me well. I'm still getting the hang of it, so so bear with me a little. But yeah, I truly like this game. Interrogation is one of those games that is very text heavy. I think this is a little bit of a pattern in this channel, but I don't know. I mean, games that are very detective centered deal with a lot of information, so kind of makes sense in a way. But still, I think the pace is good, so you don't feel so consumed by all the information that you're receiving. I think it's very interesting. It's one of those games that is very bold because it deals with a lot of political stuff. I saw some gameplays, but the first time that I played it was by myself. I think I played it 2 times. I'm not quite sure, but I figured, well, it's such a good game that I think why not play again for you. Okay, so let's check here some things first. So we have a save. I think I'm going to choose another one so we can have a gameplay completely new. Sometimes I played it all the way through, and sometimes I don't. But I played it the whole game. The settings, I think it's fine. Music, audio volume, maybe a little bit down. Resolution, text size, I mean, regular, large. Let's make it an auto. Interesting that it has this Twitch integration. Okay, so the difficulty, I mean, I'm thinking maybe, are you sure you want to switch difficulty to detective mode? This is permanent and you cannot go back to interrogation challenge. You have the chance to copy your save to a different save profile for the change. Okay, so I think challenge is the most difficult difficulty, so I think I wanted to do something a little bit more spicy for the channel. I don't think I actually finished the game in this difficulty, so it will be brand new. Let's see how it goes. I cannot at all. Okay, we already saw this opening. Let me see if I can skip it. Okay, so here it is, the menu that I was expecting. We can use the normal mode. That's basically the detective mode. I mean, I think it's very important that if you are going to play this game by the first time to use this one. Especially if you want to play it more casually. But I think we will be doing this one. Interrogation challenge. You will be deceived. Demanding conversational gameplay. You will need to try interrogations multiple times and may need to rewind the campaign. So yeah, it's riskier for your own gameplay, but I mean, why not? Let's do it. A few years ago. Welcome! This will be the first real session of the Investigative Interview and Interrogation Technique course. We'll be bringing in a subject. They are a trained actor, but should be fully in character for the duration of the interview. I'm considered invisible and inaudible by the actor, but I will be guiding you along. Before any interrogation, the first thing to do is to consult the subject file. They should give you vital insights into the case, helping you to identify what information or confession needs to be extracted. So one thing that I didn't mention, but I think this game is only available in English, so it's a detail that I think it's important to point it out if you I mean, if you are more comfortable playing in other languages. Okay, so let's continue. This is our file. So here's the police department for internal use only. Our supervisor, Lucas Anderson, probably the gentleman that is speaking with us right now. Scenario, victim name scenario, okay. Incident, bicycle theft. Okay, Douglas Bird is played by an actor. As per the instructor's directions, treat the actor the same as you would a real subject. Mr. Bird, despite coming from well-off parents, has taken to bike theft. We have plenty of circumstantial evidence. Why this was so hard to say? Because none of it is direct. However, we need to leverage all the leads in order to get a full confession. Okay. One moment, just let me check one thing. Okay, it's all settled. Let's continue. So yeah, it's a bike theft. Douglas Bird, eyes blue, age 26, complexion type 2, fair, weight 123, I don't remember how to say. 5'8", this is height. Charge theft, okay. Hairline, no. Douglas Bird is our main suspect for several bicycle thefts at a local university campus. Several eyewitnesses confirmed his description. We also have CCTV footage showing a masked figure matching the suspect's description, jumping on an unsupervised bicycle and riding off fast. He is currently listed as unemployed, living in a rented apartment paid for by his parents. His criminal record is clean, but he is known to be friends with several narcotic abusers, as well as a roommate who is suspected marijuana dealer. Okay, so this is our profile. I mean, we are dealing with someone that's not a criminal, doesn't have a criminal past at least, and it's very well off. Maybe he will be a little bit arrogant on interrogation. Let's see. It has been a while since I played this game, so I don't remember everything. When you're done, okay, now it's not the case. Bring them in. Let's see. So first things first. Let's just try and straight up ask him. You can check the accusation question every now and then to get a sense of whether you're close to a confession. So why do you steal bikes, Douglas? So this one is the accusation question. It's when our suspect is ready to confess. Usually you don't want to do that. It's basically what he said, so I'm not going to repeat him. I ain't still no bikes, Joseph, they say with a smirk. Okay. Right, so that surprisingly didn't work. We need to get the subject in the right state of mind to give us answers. So how do we do that? We have the following tools which we can use to see what state the subject is in. They show us how open the subject is by looking at the pupil dilatation corroborated with a few other signals. The wider the pupils are, the more open the subject is. This method tells us how scared the subject is by measuring pulse as well as other bodily symptoms. The quicker the heart rate, the more scared the subject is. Okay, so this is the pupils, this is the heart rate. So I mean, as far how busier this is shows how afraid it is, and how wider it is show how sympathetic he is to answer questions, I think. Now you can influence these meters in all sorts of ways, from building a personal connection to exploring their background, from cornering them in contradiction to rough them up. Let's try to build a connection first. Be careful, some questions will alienate the subject instead of bringing them closer. Other questions will seem disingenuous if they are approached too suddenly. You will probably want to start off as soft as possible. Okay. Looks easy enough. Says, in your file, your folks are loaded. What's the matter? They cut you off. I mean, I don't know if this will be an empathetic approach. Says in your file, your folks are loaded. You steal for fun. Hey, living's expenses. I know. I used to crack payphones when I was a teen. So he's well off. I don't think he will relate to that. Can't believe they have me chasing bikes. Why can't people just lock him up proper? I mean, I think this one is the least interesting one, followed by this one. I'm thinking I'm gonna do this one first especially because of this question. It will feel like it's almost the victim's fault, no? Okay, he made something. It's fucking stupid, man. Waste of taxpayer money and all that. Okay, good. You seem more authentic. Now get closer to the subject. Okay. So I think I'm going to try this one. Let's see how he will react. I don't think he will react very well, but let's see. Yeah. They get outraged. That just alienated him. Might be useful to intimidate, but now we are trying to build empathy. Okay, maybe this one again. And then we will be doing this one, maybe? Word? That's Doug. They say with a tinge of disbelief. Okay, so this actually made him more empathetic. I guess he could relate to the fact that we are sharing as well. I think. Okay, we have him opening up soft. Good. That is why the meter now shows a wider circle than in the beginning. Now let's see how we could try to scare him. We want to intimidate, but don't jump to big threats right off the bat. Don't be afraid to ask a question more than once. Asking again with the subject is a different state. Or with new information on the table can yield new results. Okay. If we don't have a deal and you are found guilty, it's about absolutely prison time. But I can only give you a deal if you plead guilty. Did the drugs make you do it? You know how many months you do for bike theft? Hey, you're tough. You'll be fine in prison, I'm sure. So, I'm thinking maybe we should hit him with that, because he's a little bit try to get under his skin. I mean, I don't think this one will have any effect because probably it's not his profile. I think. Let's try this one. I'll be just fine style with bravado. Okay. He's not buying it yet. Make him feel this is a real possibility and ask him that again. Okay, so let's continue with this one. I don't need no deal, pig. I'm innocent. This is scaring him. He doesn't feel it could happen. Okay, so how many months you do for bike theft? Nah, man, I ain't heard about that. So there are signs of fear. We are on to something. Let's try this one again. What? You don't do time for snatching bikes, do you? My dad works for a senator. I'll be fine. We avoid your gaze. Yeah, we are definitely getting under his skin. Doing that. Oh, you think this senator will risk his career for the sake of bike snatching kid? Really? Sometimes the talk reveals new information that you can further pursue. Yeah. Probably not. Shit. Okay, now he's in distress. There we go. We're getting there. Now let's put him in a good place to negotiate. Okay, so this one. But I mean, what would a deal be like? Okay, we got him. As you can see, his pulse is much faster right now. It's interesting that he's afraid, but he's also open. I think this is a kind of situation where he trusts you. Okay, now this is off the records, but I want you to know your options. At any time, you can stop the recorder tracking your questioning. This will make people suspicious. The public will ask what happened when the recording was stopped. You will be accused, but ultimately it's your word against theirs. In a pinch, though, it's something to consider. You have means of enhanced interrogation that can get a subject killed faster. Yeah, I think I know what kind of method this is. Try a couple out. The actor will just pretend to be hurt. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, so about that political part of the game, I think it starts here because it's so interesting to actually show that policemen can actually go beyond when their conventional methods doesn't work. Or this is a conventional method. Regardless, I think it's a very interesting approach. Which one is the less worst scenario? Okay, I require your full attention. Let's do this one. Okay, they breathe heavily, startled and displeased. Yeah, I figured. Can I stop? I don't think I want to do this again. Okay, I don't know what this means. I'm serious voltage for serious shocking. Nah, I'm Muslim. Okay. Doing this closes them off, but as you can see now, they are terrified. We add if you continue roughing them up, they might pass out. Start the recorder again when you're done. Sometimes you'll be interrogating against the clock. When that's the case, keep your eyes on the timer. Yeah, that's the part that kind of worries me about this game, because it can get really messy. Sometimes you'll be interrogating more than one guy. Switch between rooms and be sure to cross-reference the info they give you. Anyway, you will get to keep your manual after you finish the academy. It's great for refreshing your memory about what you learned today. Okay, now to wrap this up, we are ready to get a confession with the accusation question. Let's talk about you writing a confession. We both know you did it, come on. Well, nah. What would like that involve though? We've almost got him. We just have to press him the right way. There are ways in which you press an open subject and other ways in which you press a terrified subject, like this one. Look, you'll be fine. We will help you compensate the victims. Make things right. Ready to sign a confession? Listen, you low life. Sign this damn confession right now and maybe we can keep your dumb ass out of jail. I think this one. Fuck man, fuck shit, okay, alright, I've signed. They say in despair. Mission accomplished. But for what costs? Years later. Okay, let me see the time here. Hey, I need you to come in on a case. Fisher brought in a set of guys. They are in the interrogation rooms. Mordecai, hey. Chief Anderson. So, I think this is the guy of the tutorial, or I'm confusing someone here, but okay. We have the Vic's husband, the only witness, and the robber that broke in. Really not questioning magic in there, a confession, because all we have is circumstantial. You win? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, the, it's still, I don't think in the real world you can just imprison someone only having the confession if you don't have actual proof. But, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. Yes, sir. So the story is, this Cox broke in armed with a low-call piece, holding this person up and tying him to a chair. Okay. A burglary? Wives comes in, jumps for the phone. Cox drops her with 2 shots to the back before bolting. Okay. We have the gun, no prints. This Peterson was as cool as a cucumber, his wife's body just lying there in the other room. Managed to track it down and also grab Cox. Street contacts helped. But we still don't have a clear picture of the murder. It's interesting that you needed strict contacts to to find the husband. I mean, if your wife died, you would be the first person to want to help, right? Check out the files, real dumb cross-examination, get me a confession. You have this. Okay. This will be a long read, as I always say. This is a really text-heavy game, but let's be. Heather Peterson was murdered in her living room. In front of her husband. Oh, hold on a minute. I think my kitty cat wants to leave the room. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue. Heather Peterson was murdered in her living room in front of her husband, Daryl Peterson. He was found tied up in a chair in the same room. He claims a burglar broke in and armed with a low-caliber gun, threatened them with tied them up and subsequently shot Mrs. Peterson as she tried to use her cell phone. So the problem here is that he was also tied down. How possible it is for a person to tie themselves, like, that's the only issue I'm thinking, but definitely Peterson is a suspect. Using the description provided and a tip from a local pawn shop, we managed to track down the burglar, one Jerry Munch Cox, and apprehend him. The gun was found outside the building near the fire escape the thief used to enter and leave the premises. So, if the gun was from our burglar, he would take with him, wouldn't he? I don't know. The evidence of the burglary is clear, though we still don't have a full picture of the murder, which Munch strongly denies committing. What complicates things is Mrs. Daryl Peterson's attitude. The first detective on the scene described him as disturbingly serene. Look, I think people have different ways to react to a traumatic experience. So I could give him the benefit of the doubt, but I don't know. Let's see. Our best hope of closing the case fast and clean is an admission of guilt. Munch and Peterson have both been held for questioning. You have been tasked with extracting a confession. Okay. Sounds easy enough. Okay, so this is the burglar, I'm thinking. Jerry Cox, alias Munch, has been identified as the burglar who broke into the Petersons' apartment the night of the murder. His criminal record is quite colorful and includes car theft, pickpocketing, burglary, and credit card fraud. Okay, so he is a common criminal. Let's see. A high school dropout with no current employment. Munch is well known to the local police as a troublemaker. He is the main suspect and has been directly accused of tying down the couple and shooting the wife, possibly impulsively under stress, when she reached for her phone. While circumstantial evidence and the husband's testimony points to Munch as the murderer, it's not sufficient for a conviction. He does not have a past record of violent crimes of any sort. Munch has previously taken plea bargains and can perhaps be pressured into doing so again. So we can't we can make a conviction in regards of homicide, but maybe about the burglary. But I think this one is pretty obvious. This is the husband. He kind of have this a little bit cold expression in him. Or am I judging him unfairly? Derry Peterson is the husband of the victim. Although we usually avoid involving family members of the recently deceased in an investigation, he is the sole witness of the murder and as such a key asset. I mean, why would you do that? Why would you avoid involving family members? It's especially when it involves the murder of a woman inside her house. Usually it's the opposite. Usually the first suspect usually is her partner. Even though we have a third part that is more suspicious, still, he has voluntarily agreed to be interviewed. So yeah, it's kind of okay. So the policeman reached him, but he didn't reach the police. I see. Peterson's reports so far have been accurate and led to the arrest of the burglar and main suspect for the murder, Jerry Munch Cox. However, the police officers of the first unit at the scene reported Peterson displaying unusual calm and composure. This is a suspicious degree of detachment for someone emerging from such a traumatic and stressful situation. I mean, detachment is a way to cope, but I get the point. This raises some concerns. Yet Peterson has a clean record and there is no evidence that points to any wrongdoing on his part. It would be very interesting if we had a plan of the apartment. It's an apartment. I don't know, house? Anyway, it would be very interesting to have it. So we could we could logically make assumptions based upon the spatial we could make our point by simply looking at the planet and seeing if his statement matches. I mean, if it's possible that he could do that. But I think we will do it at our own way. I think I'm done. Let's start. Bring them in. Okay, this is our first case. Let's see if I can do this right. I think okay, so we can switch here. I think we could talk first with the burglar. Or maybe we could do a different approach. We could try to, because I think these questions are also done for Peterson. Yeah. So let's start knowing Mr. Cox better. No need to Mr. me around, Chief. You can call me Munch. Okay. Fine. I don't know if this is the best time to get acquainted, but ask away. They stayed at a low volume. They stayed calmly. Okay. So now I think the questions kind of digress. So let's start with our friend Munch. A tinge of a smile shows in the corner of their eyes. Born and raised in this peaceful, yeah. I like this, think of it now, you know. Okay, so he is a local. Where do you work? I think we know that he's unemployed, but we could ask it anyway. They say with pride in their voice, nah, no work for me around, unless you like bringing food to rich people's tables. And I don't like that, I'm too smart for it, you know. So it's interesting because he's the kind of criminal that is motivated to do a felony just because of will. Just because he simply doesn't want to gain his bread, you know, doing what everyone does. Do you have any friends or family? They state, sadness seeping through their voice. Don't you drag him into this. But I've got a cousin. He's probably worried about me. Let me see just a few. I don't think we actually had anything related to a cousin here, but fine. Now we know. Very well, if you write down his phone number or address, we'll make sure he knows you are safe. Excellent, we will track this cousin down and see if he can corroborate your story. Nah, I think this approach looks interesting. Thanks, Chief. But I'd rather he didn't get into trouble looking for me. Just leave him out of this, okay? So I'm thinking maybe we could do two different approaches here. Maybe we should rough him a little bit up because he was in the system, so he won't sympathize with a police officer, but maybe he will. Let's see. This is not your first crime, is it? They try to control their anger. Why? You wanna send me to prison for the old ones again? What made you turn to crime? They stayed making clear pauses between each statement. What do you want, Chief? A sob story? It's pretty easy. I wanted to eat and didn't have food. Others had food. Or TVs that you can sell for food. This doesn't actually answer, but okay. I mean, that's the whole point of working as well. Why did you say anything criminal? You've already been convicted once and did your time. This is why I should have stayed in school much. Oh my god, why would I do that? Why do it again? I was put in the box for car theft, Chief. I didn't do that again, so I don't know what you're talking about. Repeat offenders are punished harsher, Munch. You'll be in a lot of trouble if you don't work with me. Yeah, I think I'm going to rough him up. Shit, I'm no murderer. Come on, Chief. Let's work something out. Don't send me to rot for something I didn't do. Yeah. Are you or have you been part of any criminal group again? They stay with anger in their eyes. Fuck no. Never was, never is, never will be. Lay off with that shit. You ain't pinning gang activity on me. This device should have stayed in school. This is so... wow, this is such an asshole statement, but I want to rough him up. Let's do it. Shit, yeah, just enlighten my path, boss. Sheesh. Fine. Let's talk about the burglary. They say defensively. Maybe I should try to write something down. I don't know. I don't know how hard it will get here. Maybe I should. I always have a thing here with me because of work. So let's see. Again with this, what more do you want to know? Why did you choose this specific house? I didn't choose it for nothing, Chief. I didn't do it. Whatever it is, you want to pin on me. So he's not even confessing about the burglary? So the fire escape ladder was already down. Let me just see this again. He was trying to look up, using the description provided. like a burglar. So he wasn't on the scene. The gun was found outside the building near the fire escape. Thief used to enter in the premises. Okay, so yeah, the fire escape was down. The evidence of the burglary is clear, but we still don't have a full picture of the murder. Okay, this one we already saw. So, was it right now? Yeah, it was. Do I look like a circus acrobat to you? Okay. So, fire escape down. Okay. Need this information. Okay. Fire escape down. This is important. Maybe we could cross-reference with Peterson. Were the lights on or off? I wouldn't go in if the lights were on. So lights off. Okay. And what did you use to break the window? They say we discussed. What? I didn't break the window, it was wide open. Your tricks don't work on me, Chief. I'm too smart for that. So, windows open. All of them? Were you aware there were people inside? So I'm guessing, just let me check. Nothing special about it, okay. Were you aware there were people inside? They state a quick smile on the corner of their mouth. How could I know about that? I don't have cameras in people's toilets like yours. Then why take the risk if you did not know if people were inside? But they were home, did you see them? Yeah, I mean... You saw the lights off. It's kind of... Let's try this one. Yeah, why I wouldn't. I didn't do it. But they were home, did you see them? I rolled back down the ladder before I could see anyone. So... He saw the owners at the ladder, bolted back down. This means that he actually entered. Munch, we know you stole things. You didn't just run away. Come on, work with me here. You lied to me one more time and I will stop playing nice because you with stolen items, so don't tell me you just backed off. I think it's very a rough indication. I should be more rough with him. He's already not so empathetic. I think we should tone a little bit down, maybe. A little bit. They seem another. Oh shit, yeah, fine. The bedroom was empty, so I jumped in. Okay. Fine. He jumped the bedroom. Good. Interesting. He saw owners. He jumped to the bedroom. He jumped by the bedroom. Again. So if they were in the room, when did you notice them? After I jumped in, I heard voices inside the apartment somewhere. Sounded like they were fighting or something. Okay. He saw owners fighting. Did you hear what they were fighting about? What do you think I am, man? The CIA? You tell me what they were fighting about. I got my ass out of there as soon as I noticed somebody was in the house. Okay, sounds legit. Okay, so what did you take? They say with precision in their voice. Just some useless small trees. It was the only thing around. I don't get what big deal is. Okay, small trees. I don't know if that's legit, but let's start with that. Small trees, maybe bonsai. At what point did you run away? As soon as I figured out they were home, I jumped back out and down the fire escape ladder. I was inside for more than, I don't know, 5 minutes. Okay. Let's talk about the murder now. They stayed visibly annoyed. Man, as I told the officer that arrested me, I know nothing about it. Did you know the Petersons before the event? Did you feel threatened by the couple in a way? The gun that shot Mrs. Peterson was found near the fire escape ladder you used. We found the husband tied down. He claims he did it. The woman was shot in the back in cold blood. Did you happen to see anybody else in or around the house when you were in? I think that the two discrepancies is this one and this one for me. So let's start with the fire escape ladder. They staked blankly. Someone must have dropped it or something. I told you, I know nothing about the murder. You say the weapon isn't yours, yet you were the only one at the scene. Not true, but have you ever owned a gun? How can I know that the gun is not yours? Have you ever owned a gun? I don't touch them, Chief. Would own a gun be useful in a robbery? You said you live in a bad neighborhood, don't you own one for self-defense? It's not illegal to own a weapon, much. It's fine if you tell me. It will help your story too. Why it would help him? This is so. I think this one is that makes sense to me. Yeah, and would add 10 years to your sentence. Fuck that, not worth it. Okay, so he has a good reason to not have a gun. Not have a gun because 10-year sentence. Interesting. Maybe this one? Chief, ask anyone, go search my house, do whatever you want. I never had a gun. I don't even know how to use one. Anyone could have dropped it there. That's what I wanted to hear, to be honest, because I don't think it was him. But that's not giving to our confirmation bias. How can I know that the gun? I don't know, man. What about the whole innocent until proven guilty thing? Okay. We found the husband tying down. He claims you did that. They're erupting in anger. What? They're lying shit long. You think I carry a rope around just in case? Nah, I'm not into shibari stuff. It would feel odd for a burglar to have rope with him, but if you're in a situation where you can actually get into conflict with someone and it gets physical, you could pick anything to, I don't know, after you dominate your victim, you could pick anything and use as a rope. Even though it's a rope, it's not like a wire or anything that looks like a rope that it could be, hanging around in the house. So it's interesting. Did you happen to see anybody else in or around the house? They said blankly. I didn't see anyone. The street was empty and I ran away as soon as I heard voices inside. Did you feel threatened by the couple in a way? I'm sure they are nice people, but I haven't seen them, spoken to them, or even sent them a text. That's a long way of saying no. I don't think he has any contact with the victim. Do you know the Petersons before the event? Look, the only Peterson I know sold grocery back in my neighborhood, so no, I don't know the Petersons, never did. I don't even know what they look like. We could actually test that out, but I don't think it's relevant. The woman was shot in the back in cold blood. They stared in despair. And you think I did that? Come on, be reasonable. If I was a guns blazing motherfucker, wouldn't I at least take that TV or something on the way out? That's a good point. You panicked. Pulled the trigger accidentally. Mr. Cox, you had no reason to care about these people. You are going down for this anyway. Don't waste my time, and I'll make sure you don't go to Max. I think he is very desperate, but let me just check with. Yeah, he is indeed in. Maybe I could rough him up, just to see. You are one mean, evil motherfucker. Evil freaker. So I think we ended here. Now we will do our guy, Daryl. Okay, so we were doing this. How you're handling the loss? They stayed calmly. We have to move on, don't we? Okay, now it's a little bit concerning because, okay, on the crime scene, when you see your wife dead, shot, dissociate is a thing. But now, I mean, you couldn't be so dissociated at the point that none of the feelings or emotional the emotional factor of the whole situation couldn't just get under his skin. I mean, I'm thinking it's odd. Calm. We are doing the best we can to make sure the culprit will be put behind bars, but I need your help to do that. My reports say you were surprisingly calm when the police found you. Do you care that little about your wife's death? Maybe we should actually make him accountable for that, even though this is not an empathetic approach. Their voice pitch rises. How dare you? I was in shock, and I wanted to be as helpful as possible, so I was trying to keep my cool and be useful. Okay, but you are being almost too cool. What you went through can be very traumatic. Do you have any family to help you get through these tough times? They stayed slightly annoyed. No, and I do not think this is in any way relevant to your investigation. Have you taken leave from work to deal with this? There was no need for that. They fired me months ago, so unemployed? Where did you used to work? Where did you get fired? So your wife was the primary owner? Let's start with this one. I probably made the chair you're sitting in. I used to be a carpenter. Why did you get fired? The corrupt assholes there wanted to hire cheap labor, immigrants and such. They didn't care I had been working there for 6 years. All they care about is their own bottom line, these global corporations. Interesting. So he is a little bit, it's a little bit too soon to actually confirm that, but I'm feeling a little bit of anti-migration speech here, but it's too soon. I'm not, I don't think it's the time, but noted. So your wife was the primary earner. They raised their voice, visibly upset. Yes, she had a salary and I did not. You sound just like her, criticizing me all the time. It can be all roses and sunshine in one's career, okay? And he is visibly distressed about it. Fired. Reason. I'm just doing a little, just noting some things here. The job hunt must be frustrating. I hope you find it once. They state bitterly. Don't pretend like you care. They nod. Okay. Here, there it is. So you and your wife argue often, and she blames you for getting fired? Interesting. Yes, you got it right. She thought that just because she had an income and I did not, it made her superior in some way. Okay, so fight about work. We don't understand that it wasn't my fault I was fired. I assume you were fighting over this on the night of the break-in as well, right? Actually, yes. That's what started that night as well. It was a common thing for us. So, what Munch said was that the lights were off. Maybe we should go make sure that was right. But for now, I think I'm going to end here because I have something to do. I will go back after my French course. So bear with me a little. Maybe I would just make a cut in the recording. So I think the best way for me is here, right? Or maybe here. I think here is the best. So you guys you couldn't read here. That's a little bit unfortunate, but now we are going to be here. Thank you so much. Hi guys, I'm back. I realized something that I forgot. This game has a different save style. He doesn't save by the minute. Let's put it like that. He saves by cases, so you need to finish a case. So what happened was that I needed to leave the game so I could do my French course, but when I tried to launch the game and went and get into it, I realized that I needed to do everything all over again, so it was kind of a little bit boring, but I think I am at the time that I was before, and I tried to choose all the decisions that we already did together. So let's continue. And right now I'm here because so you guys can actually read the text with me. So you and your wife argued often, and she blamed you for getting fired. I assume you were fighting over this on the night of the break-in as well. And then he says, actually yes, that's what started it. That night as well, it was a common thing for us. It must have been so frustrating for you, her constant pestering. Now it's time to stop bullshit me. Patterson, is it obvious to anyone that you resent her what she did? I don't want to talk about her or my feelings. Enough. They bark out angrily. I don't know if I wanted to choose this one. Let me so I think we already did that one. No, we didn't. So the ones that we actually did, we didn't do any of these because we chose a yellow decision. So let's start by asking questions about his wife. What about her? They state blankly. Did she get along with her colleagues at work? From what I know, yes. She never told me about any serious arguments Anyway, any neighbors she wasn't on good terms with? I don't know, we didn't talk too much with our neighbors, and she wasn't very sociable. How does this help you put that bastard behind bars? Look, you're being very persistent about me trying to find the culprit. How were things in your marriage? That's quite personal. When you've been married for 7 years, things get complicated. So he was married 7 years. I'm trying to find my where did I put my oh, here. Good. So we can keep going. 7 years marriage. That's a long time. My file does not say, but do you have any children? The argument you had on the night of the attack, was that common in your relationship? So I understand that you and your wife had frequent disagreements lately. So let's start with this one. Well, there's no point denying it, although I don't think it's any of your business. Yes, we were arguing. We did a lot of arguing lately, so what? So yeah, they fought about work regularly. So I understand that you and your wife had frequent, what are you, a couples therapist? You just knew what buttons to push to start an argument, that is all. Children? Then take a pen and write in your file. No, we had other things to occupy ourselves with. Do you think anyone would hate her enough to plan on harming her? Plan? What are you saying? That it was planned? Burglars usually abandon their attempt if there are people at home. This one didn't, and I'm wondering why he would be so stupid. And the burglar had a rope, a loaded gun, and escape plan. All of that effort to steal a few bonsai trees? Unlikely. Who said anything about the burglar? We keep an open suspect list. Which one I think is the best? I think the one related to yeah, I'm thinking this one. They stay with spite. Those sort of people don't think straight. They just can't. Too dumb for it. Probably why he ended up a criminal to begin with. Yeah, he has a strong opinion about criminals as well. So it's too soon to know, but he has strong opinions about immigrants, and not really, more about corporation decisions. Still, but he blames immigration, and strong opinions about crime. Interesting. I will let you some details. I think this one now. Yeah, Much claims he does not own a gun, and there is no evidence tying one to him. Did you hear the burglar come into the house? No, not really. We were arguing quite loudly. When and where did you first see him? when he entered the living room. Where were you and your wife when you first saw him? We were in the living room. Is this relevant to the investigation? Actually, yes, it's quite relevant. He was in the bedroom and they were at the living room. So, yeah, that's interesting. At what point did the burglar pull out the gun? He had his gun out when he burst in. That's a little... I don't believe him. How did you react when you saw the gun? I put my hands up, of course. I told him that he could take whatever he wanted as long as he did not hurt us. Calmly. It's so strange because this is not a calm situation. But did you provoke him? What are you talking about? He was the one threatening me. He took us by surprise. I didn't have time to grab my gun. Oh, so he has a gun. So you have a gun. You have a gun. Interesting. Why did he tie you down? I guess he was scared I would try to fight him off. Did he also want to tie down your wife? Yes, he was telling her to sit down when she darted towards the phone. That's when he shot her. Munch claims he does not own a gun, and there is no evidence tying one to him. Well, he's clearly lying, or perhaps he stole mine. I keep it in the bedroom. I see. Makes more sense then. Even though, yeah, makes more sense. How do you say you reacted when you saw the gun? Yeah, yeah, that this one is important. The state legislation doesn't say I need to register. I bought it at a gun fair anyway. What about it? Why did you not report this sooner? It's quite dubious you would hide such a thing. Why didn't you try to use the gun in self-defense? So I think this one is pretty relevant. I didn't think I had to. I didn't report the numbers of shoes I own either. So he's kind of he's the kind of guy that is not concerned about gun violence, maybe. But as always, it's too soon to know. But the way he talks about guns is he talks very casually. Why didn't I try to use self-defense? I guess it was in the bedroom. I couldn't reach in time. I was even waiting for an opportunity to test my aim and filth like him. Okay, I mean, it's kind of official. He doesn't like criminals. Okay. So you were prepared for such an event? Of course I was. The way things are going in the city, everyone should be prepared. You are an officer. You know how dangerous the streets have become. With all the crackheads, the crazy hobos, you need to be ready. Oh wow. Interesting. I understand your concerns, but most people don't have the stomach to shoot, even in self-defense. Do you think you would have been able to? Most people don't wish they had an opportunity to test their aim on a human being, Peterson. What if you killed the burglar? I mean, both of them... I think this one is more interesting. Their voice quivers in anger. Yes, when the system doesn't protect you, you have to do it yourself. If we had an armed neighborhood watch, fearful like that burglar wouldn't have dared to step on our streets. Wow. Quite harsh views you have, Mr. Pearson. Do you really think this burglar deserves to die? Hell yes. With some people, there is no alternative. You have to take things into your own hands. and get tough. Only way this world will ever be a better place is if honest people stand up, with force if necessary. Oh wow. Oh, so he kind of has that libertarian vibe. I guess he is a libertarian. He expressed that very clearly. So I'm going to simply say that he's a libertarian, and especially he believes in some sort of doing justice by his own hands. Vigilante justice, you think that's the solution? There's so much filth out there, and the system that's supposed to clean it is just as dirty. If honest people like you and me don't take action, the filth would drown us all. It is the only solution. Just you and me? That won't change much, don't you think? There's many of us out there who think like this. We found each other online, like-minded people, willing to take up the responsibility, do the right thing. Wow. We? What are you talking about? A political platform? No, politics is their game. If we play by their rules, we lose because it's a rigged game. We need to short-circuit the whole system, shake up the entire establishment. That takes a coordinated effort though. How will that happen? There's this group I was talking about. We mostly meet online. Forums, boards, chat rooms. It's a great tool to organize ourselves, plan things out. Wow, that's so much information right now. I mean, organized group, but I mean, it's not related to the murder, I guess. But still, what sort of plans are you all talking about? I don't know for sure. I don't have the rights to the chat room where things are organized, but it will certainly be big. Why don't you have access to the chat room? You need to show some commitment beforehand, and to be part of the group for a while. I asked for access. I'm sure I will get it soon. Who has access then? The chat rooms are anonymous, of course. We know each other by our IDs, mostly veterans, people that have been involved for a long time. They assign a mentor to new people. Mine is Horn Bunny 49. Silly name, I know. What needs to be discussed in such secrecy? I don't know for sure, but it's the place where they assign actual tasks and set up meetings. Things are picking up recently. It's so very exciting to be part of the Liberation Front. I see, we have a name then. That's good. The Liberation Front, that's this group's name. No one voted on it or anything, it's just what we call it. I've heard enough. You found some links to the forums. I will give them to you after we are done here. Who has access then? Horny Bunny, okay. So... okay, so let's go back to Munch. I don't think so, but let's ask him if he was part of it. That a gang or something? No, never heard of them, must be new. So, let's talk some more about the burglary. I think, why did you choose? Were you aware there were people inside? Take the risk of finding something inside. When did you notice them? How did you hear what they were fighting about? I don't think it's this one. This one maybe? Again, were the lights on or off? As I said, I wouldn't have gone in if the lights had been on. Okay, but they were on. They were discussed. I mean, unless we have to talk about it with Peterson, maybe? Incident's timeline. So you say he also wanted to tie down your wife? How do you say reacted when you saw the gun? I saw him. Burglar coming to the house. Again, where were you and your wife? I want to know the I don't know, I don't think it's here. And why did you leave anymore? Okay. Was there anyone else in that? Okay, I think we didn't do these questions. It makes sense. Fighting, as I told you, we were supposed to go out for dinner, but she came home from work late. I was annoyed by this. It started with a few ironic jabs, but it quickly escalated and we argued for an hour, I think. Why didn't you leave anymore? As I said, we got into an argument. Was there anyone else in the house? Quite obviously, I don't see the point of this question. So I asked again, could anyone have thought that it entered the house? Were the doors locked, the lights on? Yes, the doors were locked and the lights were on in the living room. So yeah, this is inconsistent. I don't know why we can't talk about every punch, but... So the burglar tried the door first. You forgot to mention this before. I don't like liars, Mr. Pearson. So it was clear to anyone on the outside someone was in the house and the burglar still came in. It's so troubling to be attacked in the safety of your home, behind locked doors. Yeah, Yeah, exactly. He said the lights were off. Yes, that murderous piece of trash knew we were here. Mr. Cox said that the lights were off, but they are probably confused by the lies. Are you lying? Maybe you should confront him. And who will believe, me or a criminal? I don't know. Maybe now we can ask him. What? Were you aware? Did you take the risk? Did you take the risk? Again, when did you notice him? Choosing specific. There. Were you aware that the couple was supposed to leave their house that night? Mr. Peterson says that the lights were on. I think we will start with this one. Come on, man, don't start with these things. Why do you think I would enter a house with people in it? Were you aware that the couple was supposed to leave their house that night? No, how could I have known that? Do you think I stalked them, or what? I don't think he would go that far. But still. So, this is an inconsistency. I think we needed to do more questions. Maybe about the wife. There. What did your wife think about these online friends of yours? She did not approve. It gave her another reason to criticize me. All those arguments. I don't think we did this one, but I don't know if it's relevant. Maybe? Let's try. Or I really don't care. So there is nobody who you think would plan some more about your marriage? You might have left out? One bit. I think there would have this. The windows were open, but how he could come into the house? As I said, no, I did not. That's strange. Saw him? So why do you say he tied you down? Getting fired. Well, actually yes, that's what started that night. That's why it was commenting first. Her constant pestering. I want to talk about her and my parents. Yes, I deserved her respect, and she refused to give it to me. Any man in my position would feel the same. She was vicious and relentless. I couldn't have any peace and quiet. Oh. So that is why you seem so composed about the situation. I actually hated her. I did, yes. I'm not happy she died, but I can't help but feel relieved that she won't be blaming me for all the things that went wrong. Okay, we need to cut him somehow. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we can't confront him? Let's try. What do you mean? That damn burglar, who do you think killed her? To me it's clear you have no love for her life, you resent her. I would go so far as to say you hate her? I did hate her, yes. I hated her arrogance. I hated her friends. I hated her fucking bonsai trees. I hated the disrespect she had for me, but that doesn't mean I would have even hurt her. And even more, that night you had an argument and you also saw a huge opportunity to blame the murder on the burglar you spotted coming in. Is that right? What? How? I mean, you've made it quite clear you see violence as a solution, Peterson. You talk with your friends online about it. You had the means and the motive to do it. If you believe in justice as you say, confess. Listen, Peterson, I have you on record saying that you hated your wife, and that you plan dangerous activities online. Online, no. Sorry. If you don't confess, I will make sure you are convicted for terrorist intent, and you rot in prison for the rest of your miserable life. I think this one? Yes. Hell yeah. She should have treated me with more respect. She deserved it. And so does my stupid boss, and so do many others. If we don't take things into our own hands, nothing will ever change. I thought you understood that too. Before times. We did it, guys. Oh my god. That's so good. With the confession secured, Daryl Peterson will be going to jail for a long time. What is this liberation from business, though? Exactly. Let's study that. Hi. Who's working there? I have something important I need to discuss with you. But before that, I need to finish up with the press release. We are putting out about this case. Have them word it. Then come see me. This part is interesting because you kind of need to present a version of the whole incident. So, let's see. Investigation involving the murder of Heather Peterson was concluded today, which resulted in the arrest of Daryl Peterson, 41, and Jerry Cox, 26. All evidence pertaining to the case has been directed to the relevant authorities, with the full cooperation and counsel of the SDPD Prosecutor Council. They will be treated following judicial procedure. The criminals have been incarcerated. Yeah, this one is better. And their case will be taken to criminal court. Daryl Peterson, not initially a suspect, the main suspect, the victim's husband. Not initially. Confessed to the murder during questioning. Although he initially attempted to hide his involvement by staging a violent robbery, evidence found at the scene contradicted part of his description of the event. The police will be advancing charges of voluntary manslaughter, first-degree murder. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know the difference, but I think it's first-degree murder. Due to the confession, the manslaughter charges against Jerry Cox have been dropped, and he will only face prosecution for breaking, entering, and theft. His involvement in creating the circumstances for this murder to happen will be investigated further. Evidence suggests he had no violent intent and no connection to the murder. I think it's that one. I think it's this one. I don't believe he had anything to do with it. He was just caught in a bad situation. Pick an old memory. Okay, so this part we kind of need to choose our skills. Speed Demon. You have more time to interrogate, but cannot access files during or before interrogations. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Profile. Reading reactions and emotional states is a science to you. Have an exact evaluation numbers of how fearful and empathetic the subjects are. Pupil dilated satisfaction. Okay, C. Intimidating presence. You have mastered the use of threats and signs to calm your subjects. A dog that barks is a dog insufficiently boiled. Non-pacifist. You always follow procedure and are known for it. Subjects have more empathy towards you, but you have trouble frightening them and cannot use enhanced interrogation. We do this by the book, or else we are no different from them. The scholar of ideology. You have keenly studied extremist ideology, and may use that knowledge when talking to people with radical convictions. In the end, we will strike back against ourselves. I think both of these are very interesting. I'm thinking maybe since we will be so here's the thing, I don't know if this one is relevant because I mean I think I have quite, as a sociologist, I think I have a quite knowledge, a quite good knowledge about their ideologies at least. Actually, it's one of my expertise, extremist ideology, so it's kind of interesting. So I don't know if this ability will be just, knowledge based, you know what I mean, or if we can actually persuade them using that knowledge. So I think persuading them using their knowledge is good, but I don't know if it has any difference. But I mean, if it's only educational or if it's practical as well, that's the difference that I'm trying to make. Let's choose this one. It makes sense with our case. This liberation from business you got out of, Peterson, seems to be pretty serious stuff. They have been claiming more and more hits and seem to be behind things like assaults on politicians. They appear to be expanding their operation, chiefly in our city. So I've talked it over with the powers that be, and we've decided you're the best person for the job. You'll be heading up a small unit to combat these guys. We are pulling some of the best people from other departments to work with you. Not gonna lie, this unit will mean all eyes will be on you. Try and keep everyone happy. But most importantly, stop these bastards. Rest up, see you tomorrow. Okay, I'm thinking, I don't know when it saves. Let me introduce some of the people we'll be working with. This is Ted Thompson. Let me see just for a minute. Settings, maybe? No, I didn't saw anything related to save right here. That's kind of unfortunate. I'm scared to click to menu because I don't want to do the same case all over again. This is Ted Thompson, analyst extraordinaire. I look forward to addressing the threat of the Liberation Front with you, Detective. And this is Jennifer Reyes, Organized Crime Department's best. Delighted detective. Mordecai Fisher, who we pulled from homicide, will also be helping you out in the field. I will leave you to it. Shall we head out and talk some shop over at Hannigan's? The meeting room is not in use. So we can get along better with Reyes or with Ted. Let's go straight for this. It's so like I don't know. Let's take the meeting room. I mean, it sounds more appropriate. We got some live action, boss. Mort is out there with some badges grabbing our 3 suspects for who that hornburn might be. I do hope Mr. Fisher practices restraint. I know him to be rather abrasive when bringing in people. I'm sure Morty means well. Well, the terrorists among them deserves to be addressed. Procedure is important, innocent until proven guilty. I'm sure he means well. I mean, I'm going to get the rooms ready. There's an update being pushed to the chat rooms software. It seems that the Liberation Front have found out about our move. They've triggered the reallocation of passwords for the chat room. It's just a matter of minutes before the current password becomes useless. We need to acquire a new one ASAP. They are here. Get ready to interrogate them. We'll line up the fires. Okay, so I'm thinking now we can leave. So I'm gonna try, guys. I truly hope it saves. So thank you so much for watching, and I see you soon. Bye for now.